Okay, we will call the Parks Committee for Lisbon to order Wednesday, September 10th at 5 o'clock. Can we have the roll call, please?
Paul Quinn.
Here?
Here.
Here.
Jessica Huston. Here. Colleen Weinsteiner.
Here.
Paul Worthington.
Here.
Administrator Green.
Here.
Park Supervisor One. President of the clerk to report the minutes, and Ed Nelson is absent and excused.
Okay, thank you. Can we stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, citizens' comments. Is there, nobody's on Zoom?
No.
And there's no one in the audience. Okay, next on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from the 13th of August meeting. Does anybody have any comments or revisions they want to see on the minutes?
Make a motion that we pass the minutes from August 13th.
Okay, Marlene, anybody second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, approved. Correspondence. Do we have anybody have any correspondence? Oh, okay. Mike, Park Supervisor report.
A question, for the new signage, for the Finn signage, was that a donated or did the village stand up and say, well, we're gonna put the new? Okay, but it was a municipal contribution more so than a private party coming up and wanting to do the signage.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Could I just say something?
Oh, sure.
Mike, thank you for repairing those boards on that boardwalk. I know it's been there for what, about 17 years, and it's a little shaky, but I thank you for maintaining it, because even though I don't live in that estates, but I like to ride on it, and then I ride around in those estates. It's a nice bridge, I think, for the people who live there that access the trail. But thank you. I mean, I know there's a lot of boards that needed replacing, and it's very nice. So thank you for what you did.
Well, that brings up a point, because once that other subdivision gets built, that might be a lot more used to get onto the bug line. People come off that new subdivision.
Oh, that's right.
Unless they build another entrance to access the bug.
Do you know, it,
If they won't.
Property,
Mhm.
all that. One.
Oh, so they can. Oh. Okay. Because then I echo what Paul is saying, that could certainly, and like you said at the last meeting, I mean, part of that, I don't know if everybody's been on that boardwalk, but part of it is, it's getting this. I mean, it's leaning. Yeah, and it needs replacement. And you said it's big time money though, some of the investigating that you looked into.
they'd have to like rip it down and would dig new footings and do the whole, like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
take it from the bottom up.
Hmm.
Issue.
Mhm. Oh, you can't. You can't.
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
That is probably outrageous. They usually went to rails, but they do is they put like 2x4s on top.
Little curve.
Yeah,
There's like a ledge.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not high.
Mhm. I
Is there
wonder,
standing water? I've
oh, yeah.
I've
But there's
never been
water.
on it. I mean, I've been to go.
I mean, it's wet in there.
I mean, right now, it's like. We get the spring thaw. So. You do all that, you go, like, part of the water.
Oh.
And then you can find out that
Mhm.
it's not all the way, there's slow down.
In fact, and it's not a straightaway, like there are two crooks in it. So like when I'm approaching on my bike, I always call out, heads up, coming through, because you can't see. And if two people were to meet there on bikes and one of you had to jump off, yeah, you'd be standing in muck. I mean, it does need to be wider, and like you said, even two people walking, I think would have trouble, but if you're on your bike and you meet a kid that's coming at you. One of you is gonna have to hit the deck, and then there's a ledge, it won't be good, I mean, it's not even a safety. I mean, it's a safety concern, and I always have.
Is the land underneath there parkland, official Lisbon parkland? Owns that land,
Well,
so it'd be a Lisbon responsibility for any type of pathway if they were rebuilding.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's. We've been.
Mhm.
working on it, but it's-
right,
It's tough with that. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Is there any chance that the developer of that other area, kind of close to it, could they be approached and asked to throw some money at it?
Oh, for sure. But still.
I wonder if there'd be grant money
Contribute something.
available for that at all, because it hooked up to the bug line.
Yeah. And I think.
So should it just be taken down completely?
Someday we can talk about it. Part of the brain. Yeah. Interconnectivity.
Right.
I think it would be good to begin to petition or let the people know in the neighborhood there, the possibility it'll be taken out. So it doesn't catch people off guard, and maybe they'll rally to the occasion and have a neighborhood-based fundraising program
Maybe.
or something, because it's a value to them. And it
Right,
was originally put in as a Boy Scout project
correct, right.
that they say, well,
Mhm.
well, as a neighborhood here, we'll raise some funds because they, more than anybody else, would want to keep it.
Right. Well, I appreciate what you said though, Dan. If that could be looked into just going forward, because again, to access the parks and that's what Lisbon is. I mean, we're so many things, but that would be wonderful. I mean, as you get further east on the bug line, you're getting closer into land and all of those all those subdivisions, those are all dumping out onto the bug
Yeah.
line. It'd be nice if we had that in Lisbon, but I recognize with the wetlands there, it's an issue.
Yeah.
Getting back to what you said about some of the people, I know, well, I knew of two people who lived in that Brighton Estates. They've now sold their homes or passed on. But there was a component of people who lived there who did not want that boardwalk. They were afraid it would invite crime.
Off
From
the bug
Sussex.
line, but I
They-
think it's the other way around, really.
Well, yeah, they were afraid and they said, oh, that somebody had a car break in and they immediately blamed it on someone from Sussex. Now, this was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, they were? You mean stolen? You mean like they were?
Probably a kid making a tree house.
No
yeah.
way, oh, no.
Building a deck in the backyard or a tree house or something.
Interesting. I mean, they weren't just, they were, it took effort to take them.
So it's you were both subdivision. On the other side.
The only like for, because that's the fact that I would. Because the only other access point really is like 5 buildings.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. So if,
What are
if,
impact fees, Dan? We were talking about that a little. Oh.
but if it's not an official piece of park property because it's a Boy Scout thing and it's taken out, they put a brand new bridge in there. Then it's brand new. It's not a replacement.
Still an existing.
Well, I mean, you,
Well, what if you moved it over? What if you just moved it over a little bit?
yeah, but there is a difference between a municipal bridge and a Boy Scout project.
Well, it's also not identified. I don't believe it is. But, we're- Kind of.
Yeah, understandable.
We couldn't go to the developer that's doing that Orm property and see if they would. At this point, right?
We could ask them, but I mean,
You wouldn't be obligated.
this is the horn and this is, but.
Yeah,
So that- Those numbers-
yeah, but all those roads are gonna connect now, so
They
there'll
will.
be a direct connect there. I don't know, it's a thought.
If I know that, about.
I mean, it would
No,
be,
He could say no.
But you know, even if it's not that same location.
Right.
We've always talked about making our parks accessible besides an automobile. I'm disappointed that all of the Twin Pines subdivisions, there was never any input to get trails or things coming down towards Lisbon. And it was on our 2025 year plan to do that. And instead of following this exact spot, the fact that Thousand Oaks and this other new subdivision and this are all gonna need good access to get into Lisbon. That if they put a new bridge in a new location instead of where that Boy Scout picked it out. And then work with a grant or something that way. And the subdivision developer and try to put something together in a real systematic way and present it. Here's what we'd like to do.
You know, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it on the agenda for next time and we'll get some more
Yeah.
information. We can make it a discussion point.
Yeah.
I agree
Okay, yep.
completely.
Great, okay. Okay, new business, discussion of the proposals received for the upcoming parks improvement project. You want to take that?
We skipped number 94, unfinished, you wanna do that?
Where did I skip?
Number 7.
Unfinished business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did I skip?
Right over that, didn't I? Discussion only regarding the use of motorized bikes in village parks.
I had a discussion with our village attorney this morning. I sent him our current code. He's gonna look into it and try and come up with some draft of something that we can implement that can actually be enforced. The hardest thing is to define what an electric, I would call them dirt bike is compared to just an e-bike that somebody rides that gets pedal assist. So we have to make sure that that definition is clear,
Mhm.
because we don't want to ban those bikes in our parks. We just want to ban those that are being a disturbance. So he's gonna look into that and get back to me hopefully in the next week. So I'll definitely have something for it.
And if you could add something too, if they're gonna do some ordinance about them riding electric bikes, especially the electric motorcycle on the grass.
Well, that's what it's for. It'll be
Yeah,
for,
On the
Park-
lanes and stuff, it's never a problem. You know, if they come down the road or on the bug line or,
it'll be for roads, right of ways and park.
yeah, on the
that we
park plans, because that's where it's a nuisance, where they really go fast and jump and stuff.
Well, and they're hazards to the roadways. They're the speeds only go up to some of them 25 or 30 miles an hour, so they shouldn't be riding those on roads that are 35, 40.
Yeah. Good point.
Okay, so we'll revisit that next time. Okay, now we'll jump to 8A. So you want to talk about the proposals, Dan, for the? park
Sure.
improvement?
So we sent out an RFP for the park project for design work, for going through surveys to the community and then coming up with a concept plan to bring to this committee and to the village board. So we had two proposals from that RFP. One was from architecture and the other was from Harwood Both. Both is our current planner and they do some engineering work for us. So we interviewed both and we liked architecture. They just seem to have a passion for this. They've done a lot of parks in the area. They did Mountain Falls Downtown Park. They did their recent park in Pewaukee off Lindsay Road that just opened on Friday of last week, I think. So they've done work in the area. They're a little cheaper and they also provide grant writing. They do a lot of grant writing for other communities. At a flat rate fee, they do from start to finish. So they just seem to be a really good fit. So the board is going to meet tonight and my recommendation to the board is to move forward with. So we want to get this rolling as soon as possible. If we can get shovels in the ground, hopefully by early summer.
Yeah, Dan had interviewed him and I was kind of involved a little bit in the process and just to kind of talk a little bit more about Dan was saying, the guy that runs architecture did the meeting himself and you could tell this is like his thing. Very passionate about it, very knowledgeable. He would be GCing the whole project. So it wouldn't be like, they give it to somebody and hand it off and it's done. So it's, I think they would do a really good job for us. Has anybody seen the new park in Menominee Falls?
Oh, I have, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is, it's top of mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Say, Dan, are they going to put the baseball diamond at Lisbon on hold until the survey is all done?
No, they're starting now. They've got the equipment out there.
Why is it? It's such a critical thing. And the baseball diamond was such an odd thing that was kind of pushed in. I want to say kind of politically pushed in, not by the desire of the community. And if they're going to do a big review and that baseball diamond is $250,000 of why they're going to go ahead like that.
The baseball diamond's 170,000, I believe.
Well, that was the base before you started putting all of these extras and stuff. I bet it's gonna run way over that.
So
always do.
those funds were designated by the American, or I can't remember what they call them, ARPA.
ARPA
funds.
funds, yeah.
So we had to use those, they were designated for this year for the baseball diamond, so they had to be used for that. You have to report what you're designating funds for to the Department of Treasury in April of every year. And so those were reported as being used for the field. And I don't know as to the political side of anything or the reasons for it. I do know that baseball fields are very in high demand. We get requests for them all the time. They get heavily used during baseball season. And that's the reason why we got, a $40,000 donation to the field for one of our.
Well, that donation was gonna be to upgrade Lisbon Oaks. And it could have been done. I don't think there's anybody who pulled a tape on it but me. And the person who proposed it knew it would work because that's why they proposed it from that baseball club. But it got switched without any kind of real deep discussion and
Well,
the next thing you know,
I don't want to get into
I
that
don't want to,
because
I'm sorry.
it's not the agenda item. I know it's kind of related, but
Yeah.
we're talking about the parks study. That was what, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's approved and we have to move forward with it. We have the money designated and we have a contract, so we're going forward with it. But I think the improvements that will be made will definitely supplement the park to be a really nice area. And I think the baseball field will add some value. to
Well, it's
people that
just in the
do it.
wrong spot, you know, and we're gonna go on this, big review again, we're talking about on that topic. In 2020, we did that. We paid a lot of money for that cost study. And it had all of these proposals and things we wanted to do, and it looked at every single park. Baseball Diamond wasn't on it. It was trailed into these new subdivisions. And it was the bathroom going into Lisbon, and it was all kinds of other stuff that every time we had a meeting, well, we couldn't talk about, not on the agenda, and the board never got to it, and it got passed over. And then the next thing was all of a sudden,
I think we're kind of rehashing old stuff. think.
I know it,
I
but,
know,
but
I know,
what
but
it
what-
has to do with this review that
Understand.
we didn't do it in 2020, and I'm afraid now we're gonna have this big review and spend all of this money, and then it falls by the wayside too.
Okay, what we are where we are right now at the baseball field, and it'll be part of the plan that the architecture puts together for us.
Yeah.
It'll be part of that. And to my understanding too, not to belabor this, but it was my understanding that if that baseball field was extended, it was gonna run right up to the basketball court that was there, and some kind of net was gonna have to be put up or
All
something.
they
It was
needed
gonna push it all
was a
together,
net
so.
for a kid who could hit a home run.
Okay.
And for regular.
Right, but what I'm
time-
saying is, there was some thought put into it. It wasn't just pushed through. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that now. Does anybody have any other questions about the architecture proposal?
And just one other comment, architecture will report back to this committee as well, so they will come to a meeting and explain their concept to you guys. They want buy-in and they want support from the Parks Committee, so.
Mhm. Great, okay, thank you. Okay, moving on, discussion and necessary action to approve the soccer club's request to use lights at the Lisbon Oak Soccer Field through October 15th.
But he asked about the, like, the about 7:45.
What do they bring in?
Yes, I walked by them yesterday, actually. There's two of them like on wheels. They're kind of like generators on wheels, and they have like a,
I see.
like, so lights, I think they push up.
What's your thought on it, Mike? And do you think people who live there would agree with you? I mean, are there homes that are proximal that might be impacted? Okay. All right. Right, and there'll still be leaves on the
That's not
trees and, middle of October, so they shouldn't be, okay, I just wonder if people who live there.
And we don't, is there any code that says we can or can't do that? There's nothing there right now.
Oh, good question. I can get that.
Does it have a daylight, sunrise, sunset clause on the park hours? No.
And I mean, 7:45.
That's only until October,
Yeah.
so.
It's not full dark yet.
No,
I have no problem. The neighbors have no problem.
we'll find out soon.
Do we have to let the neighbors know before they turn them? I mean, they're up there now. I saw them the other day.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Heard you lose 90 minutes or 80 minutes of daylight from the start of September to the end.
Is that right?
And the
Clocks
will go back.
And then the clocks go back in October, so
In October.
you're gonna be looking at like a 7 o'clock sunset probably, right? Isn't that-
Well, here, on October 25th of this year, the sun sets at 5:53.
What?
I just
Yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be 10 days sooner. I don't know why it populated that, but let me change it. I'll change the date.
yeah, Halloween.
Here, that's what I was doing. Here, look at the 15th.
We still got like 1 minute, 15, 20 minutes after.
Yeah, it's not full on dark yet.
But I mean, that's the whole purpose of them on like.
So it's gonna be like for all.
It'll set at 6:09 on Wednesday, October 15th. So it'll be dark, dark, 30 minutes later.
Yeah,
So-
by 6:30 it'll be dark.
Oh, right, but I mean, dark.
You're
like
talking
cold.
45 minutes.
Yeah,
I was gonna
They
say
have
it's still
3 minutes a
early.
day,
No.
And another 15 days. There's another 45 minutes, it's 3 minutes a day.
Oh, yeah, I know, but 6:09 is when it's gonna set, October 15th. You know what? It's just, it's a temporary thing. It's only Monday, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
You know,
only
it's soccer. They're not gonna be hitting baseballs. They're not listening to aluminum bats or anything. As long as neighbors don't care. But again, if the input should neighbors have input?
I think, I think we'd find out as we go. Yeah.
Okay. As long as they, comply with that time, I think it wouldn't, it'll be fine. Right?
So we're gonna make a motion then and vote on this, Dan?
Yeah,
So do you have actions? Does somebody want to make
Necessary
a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the soccer club's request to use lights at Lisbon Oaks Park until 7:45 until October 15th.
Okay, Marlene, anybody second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. No. Okay, discussion for the preliminary 2026 Easter egg extravaganza planning.
I'd like to see if by the end of, this is September, October, say, next meeting or, October's meeting, November's meeting, if we can get a flyer out. I'd like to get it out to everybody. And also if people could, say, hey, I was over at such and such a place, the dentist or something, we could use a few more people to man tables. I think we had two no-shows and one canceled last year. And I was unable to find out from the Pizza Ranch why they didn't show, but
What's the date, Marlene?
Here, it's gonna be in March because Easter is, I just had it.
yeah, I had.
So we're gonna have to have it on Saturday, March 28th, I believe, but check your calendars there.
Is that
Maybe
the
not
week
like
before
here,
Easter?
let me look here again.
Hmm.
Easter is April 5th, and we always did it the
Saturday
the one
before.
before. So that puts us
Early.
at the 28th of March, and that is early.
Yeah,
Really early.
yeah, snow on the ground still.
Right.
We've done that
I
before,
know,
haven't we?
have,
Could
yep.
be Dicey.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it came out anyways.
Yep, we had 361 kids last year and 398 adults. But please keep your eyes and ears open for anybody who would like to man a table. I do want to hit some of the new people. I was gonna ask, Dan, if I can have any new businesses that just came into town. Yeah, if you can do that and just send me a list of them.
So
Contact.
you're gonna take care of handling the communication about that then?
Yeah.
Thank you, Marvin.
And is Natasha still doing the flyers?
yeah, one of either me or Natasha.
Okay.
Yeah, just something simple. It's just, we have the address, we have the date, we have the time and the place. So when I email people, they say, well, when is it? Then they can print it out and it's on their calendar. And, that's just it doesn't have to be, bunnies all over the place or anything. You can if you
Of
want.
course,
You can have a bunny if you want. Okay,
Anybody else have any comments or thoughts on that? Okay. Discussion about the preliminary 2026 community festival planning.
I just want to reiterate again, and this time I'm serious. I will not run the next festival.
Oh, I heard that before.
Yeah, I know, and this time I mean it. I don't mind helping, I don't mind, but it took so much time and effort and stuff to get everything going, and then I still miss, how are we gonna pay these guys? Until that's,
Which I want to raise this question because it's appropriate time. Dan, has the village board looked into, or Paula, anything as far as a recreation director position to handle these type of things and to begin to generate in our community some type of recreation type activities? And whether it's partnering with Sussex or Heartland with some of the things that they do, but a coordinator of opportunity. Because if my wife and I do anything with Heartland's community center, we pay non-resident. If we do anything with the Sussex, we pay non-residents. And we're in no man's land for any type of recreation activity. And then all of these festivals, Easter and summer and whatever, you know, are left to us volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, we've not had an, it's like a paid position to
Yeah,
have somebody
Or
do that. We
somebody
have
from
not.
the village to do it. But, it's a full-time job running a festival.
yeah.
Mm.
And all the other activities throughout the year, you know, it's a full-time, part-time, you know, if somebody was part-time, they may have enough hours.
Yeah, the Easter egg hunt isn't as bad. I mean, that's, you know, I got that down pat. But, and the other thing is, we are gonna be short another member of the park committee. Somebody wanna raise their hand or anything? This is her last meeting. Would you tell everybody? No, not really.
I guess Marlene just did.
No, we haven't accepted offer up north, so we're in full board, getting our house ready to go on the market and.
Yeah, so it'll go fast. Not Chavis goes
So
fast.
folks, I'm already exhausted.
So-
It's sad but exciting.
So if you have like 27 years worth of stuff in your house, work on getting rid of the stuff that you haven't touched in like forever, because I've made so many runs to St. Vinny's. Our garbage men are not happy with us at all.
Always with Tracy.
It's hard because you just might use that thing that's been in the box for 15 years. You never know, you might need it.
Well, and I'm still trying to get my kids to come and get their stuff, but they don't.
So, and to answer your question, there's been no formal discussion about that. So, I mean, I can bring it up to the board. We can talk about it. We're in budget right now, so now would be the time to have
That's
that
right, just to
discussion.
begin to start the
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Out.
Because I have all the stuff, I've got all the contacts, I've got everything. It's just that, you know, and I don't mind helping somebody. But it's just, it was a full-time job getting that together last year. And I have to say that everybody helped a lot. But now we're missing Kelly, we're missing Tracy, we're down to, so there's basically 4 of us, 5 of us doing this.
Yeah.
And how many members are supposed to be on the park committee?
7.
Yeah.
Well, and since we're at that point, could the village, with your direction, or maybe it comes, I don't know where it comes from, somehow in the social media or in the contacts of just communicating with Lisbon members, could you put a little feeler out there and just say, you know, is anybody interested in joining Parks Committee? You know, we need help.
We need help.
You
with
know,
that.
we'd welcome help. They can call any of us. They could shadow us before they make a commitment, but you know, maybe you throw it out there
Tax bill,
and people,
on the tax bill.
yeah, I don't know, you know, whatever the mode of communication would reach people. I mean, maybe they have to be younger people too. And as we've heard before, a lot of them they don't necessarily do paper stuff if they're looking at it at another venue. But, just to get the word out that, you know, we are looking, you know, we're hiring for our volunteer positions.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not a full-time job,
right.
other than, you know, putting it together. It's show up on this date and maybe you could make 2-3 calls to different vendors and just say, hey, can you make it? Here's, send out the email.
Well, there's probably a lot of people that don't know how it works. And the
Right.
only reason that me and Kelly got into it is because of you,
Yeah,
you know, so it's kind of word of mouth.
Right.
If you just throw it out there, you know, Village of Lisbon, you know, we have openings at our park committee. Are you interested? You know, 1 meeting a month and,
Right.
you know, planning festivals.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah, I think we can work with architecture too when they send out their surveys.
yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Great idea.
That's a great idea.
Here,
So on that note too, we've been kind of talking about, how to kind of get the survey out a little bit too. So that would think that would be a great thing to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great idea, Dan.
And then probably in our next meeting, we can troubleshoot other ways that the committee can think of.
Mhm.
I have a young couple with two small kids that live next door to me. I think that
go over, yeah,
Josh would be great on this committee.
tell them to give me a call. I'd be happy to walk them through it, meet with them. I'll even buy them a beer or a glass of wine. But anyways, this-
At a meeting.
yeah, we did get a thing from Fender Bender already. You know, what's the date, what's going on, what's happening?
The guy from that Milwaukee sausage, I saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Also, he's like, "Oh, are they gonna let me come back here?" So just.
Yeah.
What is it, while we're talking about, it, do we have a date for that one? Wait, can you grab your calendar to know what is? it
I
for the
don't
best
know,
can be for
Marlene,
next week?
did you look at that? I'll pull-
June 20th, 2026.
Really? Is it
Cause
June
it's,
20th?
cause it's always Father's Day weekend, right? So,
Now I have here June 20th and here I have June 21st.
well, the 21st is
First is-
Sunday, which is
so that
Father's Day,
means
so it is the
June
20th,
20th.
That's my
Saturday, the 20th. Well, and can I just go back to this, when you said maybe a paid person could help? I don't know the job description of the people who do work here at the village, but I don't want to dump more on them. So, I mean, thank you for looking into maybe possibly hiring somebody if we don't get enough volunteer people.
Part-time position. And
Yeah,
they-
I
and
mean,
they
to
could
do
help,
festivals.
like when it's Easter egg time, we gotta load all of these candies up, we
Right.
gotta set up the tents. I mean, there's a lot of miscellaneous little stuff
Right.
that is in effect recreation related,
Mhm.
but park related, that if that individual, could be used, in a creative way.
Right.
Yeah, the only.
You're
thing-
saying like a new person. You're not
Yeah,
saying
a-
pull someone
No,
from the
no,
desk
if-
here
if
and
it is a
say,
new
oh,
person,
we're gonna
to
put,
make sure the village gets its money's worth,
Mm,
and not only,
But this is almost like a part-time.
I know.
Well,
Well,
Marlene,
that's what I'm talking
if
about.
you have the
part-time.
list of everyone that you call, if we already know our vendors, can't I just make one day of phone calls to all the vendors and say, hey, the date, this is the date,
Yeah.
are you in? And then
You can
send me
email
the
the-
contract and then we can assign rules to whoever's on the committee that wants to help volunteer.
Mhm.
Or if there's more follow-up, I'll say, the next, can you handle specifics on the horse carriage or whatever, but I mean, getting the contracts going was only a phone call.
Yeah.
And then it's from there, it's just the
Good
plan.
man, we like you.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
Well, I'm gonna,
Yeah, and we had the flyer too, which I sent out email, then followed through with a call.
sure,
And then, but the only thing that I have on my to-do list is we gotta find out the size of the platform and the kind of a platform J.K. Lee and Attitude Dance and Gymnastic needs. And that is something that has to be done more sooner than later, so that Mike will know what to do, and then we gotta know the size and where to put it. Because it can't be thrown in by the band anymore.
yeah, and so there's two options, you can get the stage that you can rent, and those usually come in, what, 3x3 or 4x4?
Yeah.
That was really,
Heavy
that was expensive.
this-
They are very expensive, but they're raised too, and you can raise them to whatever height, they're adjustable. Or you can do dance floor, which is like a parquet wood floor that's in, I think, similar 4x4 sections, but they're directly on the grass. Problem with those is that they're not as solid as the stage, so when you step on them, there will be flex in the grass and where the joints come together on those 4x4 sections. So I don't know if you want to be doing karate on them.
Well, that's what I say, these three places gotta be contacted. How big of a size? We rented the stage, it was too small, couldn't use it. And J.K. Lee said, I'll go on the grass. Does the Attitude Dance, do they have like the gymnastic pads they can bring and put down?
Yeah, should this be something, because they're coming in just to kind of entertain, that it should cost the village $1,000 to have
I
somebody come
think
in
it's
for a
about
little presentation?
For one that big, I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
To set those stages up there.
Yeah,
Pain.
yeah, that's,
You did
where's
that
the
last time.
line that we're obligated, if they're gonna come, that we gotta provide $1,000
No.
stage for them?
But we gotta have an area designated for
The,
that.
the one good thing about having them here is they bring a lot of people with them.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh,
They
right.
bring a lot
A
of.
lot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's,
Family and.
we're not looking for people because we want revenue.
No,
The fact they're bringing people is nice, but their people are just coming.
well, they see a lot of the other stuff and they buy the food and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I say, we need to know the platform. We need to have a designated area. And we can't wait till the week before.
If we designate an area that's on concrete, you could get a, then you could get a dance floor set up on concrete.
Well, that's what we were thinking.
and
Putting it on
then
the
it's-
concrete.
Yeah, it's solid, but then it's kind of away from the band.
Well, and
Well,
that's
that
where
works
the
out better,
fire
actually.
department was, right? I
We're-
mean,
yeah,
isn't
we're-
that-
Yeah.
That's where like,
It's on the extra
and that
road.
is such a big draw to have those kids climbing over all the fire equipment, that's. So I don't know, is there room to both exist on that?
We've got to find out the sizing.
But then we have.
That was too small.
That's kind of, I thought.
Amy,
Double.
It'd be like 30 by 30. Maybe.
Well, I agree, Paul raises a good point too. It's a lot of money for a one and done for a day,
Well, they have to come set it up and then they have to come pick it down.
right.
They
I think that's
leave
something
it
we
there.
should look into.
Yeah.
Call them, say, what do you need? What kind of platform? Can they work on wood? Do they want? Whatever.
Well, and. I would
Yeah,
have to ask
definitely.
Dan something.
We're done. I'm done. And what do you want to do about?
So-
oh, for fender bender? First, I think we should, do we want fender bender back? Are we all in agreement that fender
I mean,
bender
we
comes
like
back?
them. I mean,
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
good.
and they were about $800, weren't they? I think price wise.
Yeah, they were, yeah, I know they were very,
Very
cost
reasonable.
effective, yes.
And can I speak then?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Dan, this might be directed to you. The budget for next year hasn't been approved yet by the board, correct?
Nope.
But do you anticipate the same amount of money that was allocated for this year's festival would be allocated again, so we know if we are
Yeah, I
Looking to
have
book-
proposed the same.
the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay,
And plus any supplement you get from donation. So we have
Yeah, we got a lot of. donations. I didn't.
100 or 4,000 donations.
okay.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So maybe we could afford to spend about 1,000 on the stage, the floor, or,
I mean,
well, then we have to store it though, and that's what we
Yeah.
said to Mike, where would we put it?
To use it one time a year or something, it gets.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know,
you're looking at like 1,900 bucks for a stage
to buy it or rent it?
to rent.
For
it.
the bigger
Hardly
size.
Seems profitable.
That's a lot.
Just to, for the kids.
I'm sure.
It's a big hunk of
That's,
money.
I agree.
Set up.
Just to set up.
How many couple hours or so?
Yeah.
So do we need to
Parents
say
can come
that
and watch 'em see
we
it.
pick an amount and not to exceed a certain amount, or do we still just leave it, loosey-goosey while we investigate it, or? I don't know, but buying it,
Well, I think what we can do, Marlene, if you can get me the list, and then we can get a cost estimate together of what everything's gonna cost, less expecting any donations, and then,
A list of what the expenses were?
no, just a list of the vendors, and then I'll go
Yeah.
back. I mean, I can take a look at what the expenses were from this year. They're probably gonna be pretty similar.
sure.
I
and
don't
then-
think we had any really. Other than the stage.
Well, we had the
Well, we
painters,
had-
we had the
wagon.
Oh,
wagon.
I mean, the
we had-
wagon
Oh,
was
that one, yeah, yeah.
1,200,
Okay.
Yeah.
and,
I
I know,
never got any of the vendor bills.
but Dan has them.
Yeah.
No, I've got the bills.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
got
want a
it.
list of the vendors that
Of
you
everybody.
use, and then, make a notation by Attitude Dance that, we're looking for a stage 30 by 30 or whatever, or
Okay.
to be determined, and then we'll work it out.
Maybe type this is in
I
writing.
have it,
You have it, you don't have it on a computer.
I have
You
it.
can use my computer.
I have it here. All of the,
Why don't you call me, we'll go over the list together. and
Okay.
You can send it off.
okay. Good.
Are you going to contact vendor vendors and,
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we agree that we want them?
We could.
yeah,
Do you have one of their cards? Cause I have an extra one if you need it.
I have one.
We've got it.
So, one question, the rock climbing thing, is that gone forever?
That's kaput.
It's gonna put forever.
For the most part, insurance. We have an insurance problem transporting that around.
Oh, is that what it was? Just moving the thing?
Well, it was a big trailer
Yeah.
and they tipped it up and stuff, but that's why they began to put the caboose on it.
Cause it was a really popular thing, so
And then our.
It was.
we had kind of thought about replacing that with something else,
But
right?
Mike, didn't you say you did see them out and about, or you, maybe they are?
They did have it in there.
And that was August, so. Oh. So it is,
Yeah, that may have been a
Okay.
special deal.
okay, so we can,
With special people helping.
well, I mean.
Yeah.
What we've used
No,
for
it
them
was
in the
better.
past,
But I think we firefighter there. Where they signed a.
A
waiver
waiver
saying
or
that
something,
will
something
not
like
hold the line.
that.
No. Questions I would have.
Mhm. It's very, very popular.
Yeah.
Well, did we want to try to figure, because I know we had kind of tossed around when we found out that Venture Rock wasn't gonna come, if there was something else we could put in its place. Some other,
But that's very expensive and just one or two people at a time are going up on that.
and I don't, where would you need a tree to do it,
Yeah.
you need a big tree to
It's
do
like
it, right?
$20 a person or something to go up.
well, maybe the people who use it paid for it. Maybe we as a village don't include that as something free. Maybe that's a paid activity. If
Would
it's
you have
20
to-
bucks, per-
Would you have to guarantee so much?
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it's just a thought.
Can we just say we have trees? It's fine. What we used to do.
Well,
Yeah.
And then the other thing, we're still talking about getting tents or canopies or umbrellas or something, we have that expense to consider. If we have to start picking and choosing, I'd probably let the floor go and I'd rather opt for covered tents,
canopies.
because more people
Yeah.
would benefit from that for a longer period of time.
To talk to the dance people and say, we want to work with you, we're glad you're coming, but here's what it costs for
Yeah.
that floor
Right.
is almost $2,000. Unless you're able to pony up and help cover it, or can you work in other venues, can you work on,
Can we,
if you're on the grass or something like this here, because of the cost.
can we see if we can get it, donated? Maybe one of the companies, instead of, covering somebody else, Genesee Aggregate or.
Sure. but-
Steam and
I mean,
Dover.
if they're gonna cover. I think. I don't know that. Oh, and he's going a whole. Yeah, I'll talk with it. Should advertise for them,
Right,
but it doesn't matter, they cover other stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We could check that out.
Well, are you also looking for donations to get tents for us? Is that what we decided last month?
What I
or-
wanna do is look at the total budget.
Okay,
We don't know. So it's funny. Right. Five.
Mhm.
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 Thank you. Okay,
If we can use the old ones to supplement the new one and ever so slowly replace it. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Yes,
agree.
I
Agreed. Yes.
In my honest opinion, most of the people that are sitting out. Are they?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Right,
Guarantee a lot of what they're-
yeah.
I
But
agree.
it's shade and lunch, shade and lunch.
but it's common.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be all the common, but it's not-
Yeah,
Okay.
that is like more.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah,
Picnic tables and get some umbrellas.
yeah, umbrellas.
That'd be nice, cause it was that song throw. Yeah, it's sort of.
Mhm.
Everyone's white for white, hanging there, what's the wrong? Oh,
Oh, yes.
Oh, the umbrellas, yeah, they were.
Oh, that's right, they're hanging on.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wind made the. And something followed.
Mhm.
Check.
Oh.
Exactly. What if we use different things?
Yeah. I would.
Then we know exactly. And they work this or what this or this.
Yeah.
And what's. And I don't have the gymnastics.
I'm just wondering if there's any way we can like reconfigure things so it would be. Is there any way to reconfigure it, to just lay it out differently?
I was thinking of that too.
You know, we can walk it, maybe the three of us and Mike should just walk it. I mean,
Because- And the one thing every year I think that whole, that area where the bouncy houses and the face painting, everything, that's always so congested right there.
and it's hot and it's.
Yeah,
there's no
yes,
cover,
there's no
it's-
shade.
No shade, the waiting.
Restricted
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, the
Power's
bouncy
up
house,
there.
yeah, the bouncy house needs electric.
Yeah.
They have to have the power. And the fan comes off, the power off, the food. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think somebody was good at like layout, I'm just thinking there's a better
Yeah.
way.
Mike's
If
the
the
one who's
electricity
gonna guide us on that.
comes
They're
down.
thinking, how could we reconfigure or reallocate space for the things, but.
I mean, I brought up that for the parking lot, that. You know. Rip that parking lot out, plant grass. And then run electric, all the corners. You know, you could put the power
that
out,
makes more sense.
See.
grass, and it was all,
No.
you know, with grass over there, without. And then you could kind of expand, everything out there.
Yep.
And drive to the, fire truck, park on that.
Wait, they're ready for next year?
Yeah. Did you really? What would the cost be and what approvals would be needed for that?
That would be a big job.
It's gonna be part of the park. So we don't know yet till we get our stuff there, once we get that survey out, because they might recommend that be. So,
But if we could make it known to them that this is something that. You know, hey, we need to expand this.
Well, they may have a whole new idea of how to do our community.
Yeah.
Our summer festival and where to lay everything off. Like, putting all of those bouncy houses up on top where that baseball diamond is next to the new wash
Oh,
house.
get off that.
Next to that new wash house that's supposed to be in that.
well, that's what I
location.
was thinking, it's a good point, like
Yeah.
if we can showcase any new improvements, new park equipment, or even let the kids, play some softball during the event.
Well, we
wanna
can use
showcase
that
it
for
would be-
parking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
We used to have the Heritage
Oh,
baseball.
yeah, we used to have the old fashioned.
Well, that's fun.
Baseball
I
game. up
I
there.
wore my shirt last week.
Yeah, you don't have parking space to have a baseball game the same day as the festival. No, because we use that land where the baseball diamond is for parking for just the festival. Let alone having parents come to watch the baseball game.
All right, well, we've got a lot
Yeah.
more discussion to have on this and figure it all out, so I think we have a good start on this unless anybody else has any. Where to go with it, nope. Okay, so we're gonna put that back on the agenda too, please, for next time. Does anybody have any items that they want placed on the agenda for next meeting? So right now, we're going to, Dan's gonna bring back the motorized vehicle thing. Hopefully you'll have some more information about the park improvement project for you guys. The soccer club we took care of, and then the Easter egg and the community festival we'll pick up for next time.
Mhm.
All right, I think that should do it. Does somebody want to make a motion to get us out?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are out at 5:54.
Mike, I'd like you to send.